Hey guys, what's up? Kilo here with part 2 of my Mordhau dueling weapon tier list. While the first part was all about two-handers, in this video we will look at the top 3 one-handed dueling weapons. I choose top 3 instead of top 5 because the one-hander weapon pool is significantly smaller. As already mentioned in the previous video, one-handed weapons have a vastly different playstyle from two-handers, but are very effective in duels, which has been proven by a lot of duel tournaments in the past. Note that every weapon on this list heavily benefits from using a Targe or buckler. At number 3 we have the Rapier. The Rapier is not only a pain for newbies in Mordhau, but also a solid choice in higher tiers. With one of the fastest attacks in the game, it has more room for mind games than most other weapons in Mordhau. With 89 cm, the Rapier has also decent reach for a one-handed weapon. One big downside to the Rapier is the overall low damage to tier 3 armor. It takes 4 body stabs to kill, slashes to even less to almost no damage. The fast stab windup also makes it so that the stab to strike morph window is very short, which is bad for mix-ups. With 12 points, the Rapier is on the more expensive side of the one-handers. You can either go full tier 3 armor with Targe and second wind, or take less armor and take a buckler and a bandage instead. I have a separate video on how to deal with Rapiers in detail, which I will link in the description. Next on the list, and second best dueling one-hander, is the Bastard Sword. The Bastard Sword has been considered as the best dueling weapon in Mordhau by most high-level players for a long time, to a point where it was even banned in some duel tournaments. After a handful of nerfs, it is still a top choice for dueling. The strength of the Bastard Sword revolves around mixing up stabs with stab to strike morphs and morph feints. If executed well, this mix-up is still extremely hard to read, if not unreadable. The Bastard Sword can kill in 3 hits with 2 stabs and 1 slash to tier 3 chest. It has the same cost as the Rapier, and you can also either opt for full tier 3 armor with Targe and second wind, or less armor with buckler, bandage and or acrobat. Before we are getting to the number 1, I want to give 2 honorable mentions. The first one is the Warhammer. Jump kicks are super fast and extremely hard to read after blunt hits, due to the fact that after being hit your enemy is not able to counter kick. He rather has to hard read the jump kick and jump without kick mix-up. Also, if you look down and LMB, it can be hard to distinguish a horizontal strike from an overhead in a split second, and therefore chambering the right angle can become a problem. The second weapon I want to mention is the Mace. While not super effective in high level duels, the Mace is extremely good in lower skill level. Consistent 2-shot to tier 3 chest combined with very long feint windows make it devastating against players who are not completely confident with kicking and chambering every angle at any given point. With that being said, let's get to the top of the list. The current best one-hander for dueling is the Arming Sword. The Arming Sword seems to be the new Bastard Sword. With very similar amount of damage to the Bastard Sword, the Arming Sword has the same unreadable stab morph feint mix-up as the Bastard Sword. The Arming Sword stab is faster than the Bastard Sword stab, but not to the point where the morph window would get too short. The Arming Sword is with 6 points extremely cheap and allows for full tier 3 armor with buckler, bandage, second wind, plus 2 points left. You can also find a slot for acrobat pretty easily. One small downside is the relative low range, which requires good distancing to not get kicked or kited constantly. Alright guys, that's it for this video. There is a link to part 1 of the tier list in case you missed it. Please leave a like and subscribe if you like this video and want to see more Mordhau content. Thank you all for watching and see you soon.